New Year's resolution. I've been seeing a lot of people make fun of it, like how people are gonna say that they're changing their whole lives around, and then all of a sudden, 2 days, a week later, and then they're just not even committed to their New Year's resolution. And this is the problem, right? The problem is quite literally the fact that people are relying on motivation because like this is a 1 year type thing. Like it happens once a year. So there's a lot of motivation because it's like, okay, this is the day, this is the year, I'm gonna change everything. And then so you get that initial boost of motivation because it's December 31st, January 1st. And then after that, it just completely shatters because most people use motivation to achieve the things they want to achieve. But in reality, you need discipline. Without discipline, you'll never achieve your New Year's resolution. What do I mean by that? Well, motivation, how I like to see it, motivation is a drug. Motivation leaves you empty. Motivation just, it gets you here and you want to be here. You know what I mean? Like it runs out and then you want more. Like, so that's why I say it's a drug, because it's like you get it, you feel good, so then you want to do the things you need to do, and then you run out of it, and then it's just like you need more. So discipline is gonna be there. So when you don't want to go to the gym, you don't want to eat right, you will eat right because you have discipline. Motivation, it's not worth it. You don't get rich, you don't get a six pack, you don't get anything that's hard to get in life with motivation. It's just not gonna happen. Motivation runs out, discipline does not, right? Now I'm not saying that you can't slack a few days, right? That's the important thing about discipline. You can take a day off or two, but discipline will always be there to get you back on the road, on the right path when you do slack a day or two. Motivation will not, because, and I know you guys can relate to this. So let's say a few years ago, whatever, you guys have made a New Year's resolution, and then for like the month of January, like 2 weeks of January, you were really motivated, and then you missed a day, you messed up on your diet, whatever it may be, and then you just stopped entirely. And that's what motivation does. It's like as soon as you make one mistake, you just like, ah man, well, I guess it's time to wait till next year or try again in a few months, whatever it may be. But discipline is like discipline understands that you can make a mistake and then continue onward. Motivation does not. Discipline is the ultimate guidance for your New Year's resolution. It's very easy to be motivated at the start of the year, right? Because new year, new me, whatever it may be. But discipline will carry it on. When it's March, June, whatever, you're still going to be doing it because of discipline. If you don't have discipline, you're going to stop in February. And matter of fact, most people don't even make it past January. They stop like 2 weeks into January. Discipline, if you really want to change your life around, you really want to lose weight, you really want to put on muscle, discipline is the way to go. Without discipline, you got nothing. You got nothing, right? You go into the gym, you see people in there working out, and you ask them, do you want to be in here? No, probably not. But guess what? They're dedicated, they're disciplined enough to go because they know that if they don't go or they take off too many days, they're going to get lazy and they're just going to get fat. So that's why discipline is important. Without it, you can't do it, right? You think a man getting lean or like having big arms, whatever, six pack, you think he's going to be like, oh yeah, man, I was just really motivated one day. No, motivation runs out. Discipline does not. Discipline is something you achieve through failures and getting back up. Motivation, you can get it like that. You listen to a motivational speaker, you go on a YouTube video, you listen to some motivational thing, and you feel motivated. Discipline, you cannot just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna look up a video on how to be disciplined. No, you actually have to go through trials and tribulations to acquire discipline. You have to be willing to do things you don't want to do on days you don't feel like doing anything, and that's how you start to build up your discipline. And a lot of reasons why people fail as well, besides like discipline and motivation, is because they have no willpower. You have no fucking willpower. If I were to put, like, for most guys, if I were to put a hot girl in front of them and be like, yo, she wants to sleep with you, or I put this guy who is making some money, but you can learn something. I'm not talking about some rich guy, because then most people are gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll take advice from the rich guy. No, like this guy, he's pretty well off, right? He's not like famous or anything or nothing like that. He just has a couple $100,000 he's making You know what I mean? He's not a doctor, but he does day trades, whatever it is, right? He's not a normal person that's working a normal job. Most guys are gonna go with the girl. That's a distraction. Their willpower can't keep them focused on whatever they're trying to do. And that's what happens with a lot of people. Their willpower is so lacking, they can't even develop the fails, the losses to develop discipline, right? Because another component of discipline is your willpower. How strong is your willpower? Because you got to be able to take the losses, everything like that, to grow your discipline. Without willpower, good luck growing your discipline. You're just gonna fall back into the cycle of motivation. You get motivated, you work out, you lose weight, whatever, for a little while, and then boom, it's empty again. You ran out of motivation. Don't fall into that cycle of motivation. Do not use motivation as a tool. It is horrible. Just don't do it. If you ever feel motivated, that's all right. I'm not saying that you can't get motivated to do something, but if it's like your number one thing to like do something, like, oh, I need to get motivated to get out of bed or whatever, nah, you got to dead that. It's not worth it. 2023 cannot be the year of motivation. If it's a year of motivation, you're going to quit by March, and that's a guarantee. I can promise you that. Here's a little bonus tip right at the end of the video. I'll probably edit this in, so it's probably going to be a little weird from like I was talking about something else and then it cuts to this section, but I hope you guys don't mind it too much. A little tip right here is get a notebook, and I'm not going to tell you to meditate and, you know, write down nonsense, right? You can if you want, but there's already videos about that. I want you to put day 1 to day 31 for the month of January, and then your goal right next to day 1 and day 2 and day 3 and day 4, right? Let's say your goal is to do 200 push-ups, right? I used that example earlier. I don't know if it's going to be in the video. If it's not, it's in this little bonus clip section. Let's say you want to do 200 push-ups every day for the month of January. So let's say you did 16, 17 days where you did do 200 push-ups, and then the rest you did not do any push-ups, right? You barely have a passing grade, right? You would have like a 60%, something like that, a little bit over 50. Now you can see that as a bad thing, or you can see that as a good thing, because you did 60% of what you would have done for the whole month, right? You did 60%. Now you're like, well, yeah, but I didn't do 40%. I'm missing 40%. And yeah, you are missing 40%. But you know what you can achieve next month? You can try to get that extra 40% that you're missing. Or let's say next month, it's February. February is usually a shorter month. There's only like 28 something, some days like that. So you can try to get 70% or 80%. The whole point is to just keep improving your percentages, right? Because let's say you want 100% every single time. Okay, are you disciplined enough for 100% every single time? Do you have enough willpower to get 100% every single time? Probably not. Especially like if this is your first year that you're really trying to be serious about your New Year's resolutions, you probably do not have the willpower or discipline for getting 100% every single time. So you should try to at least get a passing grade, right? Like school terms, 60% or better, and then improve it from there. Eventually, later on, like in a few months, you will be able to get 100% every single time. The problem with wanting to start at the very beginning is if you fail even once, you lose entirely, because it's like, oh, I didn't get 100% every single time, so I guess I'm gonna quit. And people are very narrow-minded in that sense. Like, they don't see the fact that, let's say for 30 days of January, you did do your 200 push-ups, but 31st, you didn't do it. People are so narrow-minded that they'll be like, it's over. I did it for 30 days and, well, it's over now. You just did 200 push-ups for 30 days. You missed one day. It's not that serious. You can miss a day. And that's what most people don't understand at the very beginning, which is why, again, don't aim for 100% in the beginning, especially if you don't have the willpower. Aim for a passing grade at the bare minimum. After you get a passing grade, try and improve it every single month after that. It's very simple. A lot of people overlook it, and it can actually really help you if you've had problems with that before, you know, where you want to do 100% and then you don't. I feel like this tip right here is pretty beneficial to a lot of people. They might not realize it, but chances are you probably have done what I just said, that you aim for 100%, you didn't get it, and then you quit. So yeah, thank you for watching.